Welcome to episode 95 of Tools in the Hall. Larry Basie edition. A good buddy and customer of mine, Larry Basie, watches all my videos. So Larry, I know you're watching. Thank you for tuning in again. And he said to me a couple of weeks ago, man, every time you have something on your truck for Sammy Salinas, which I do tonight too, so I'll be dropping his name. He said, you always mention Sammy, but you don't mention my name. And I can't help but wonder if that was true or not, but I haven't gone back in my videos to look. I could have sworn I have, but Larry says I didn't. So he said to me, if you don't say my name at least 50 times in the next video, I forget what the ultimatum was. He gave me something. You know, I kind of tuned that part out. It sounded like blah, blah, blah to me. I'm kidding. I just don't remember what it was. But I do remember him telling me that I have to mention his name at least 50 times. So Larry, I know I already mentioned it a bunch of times, but we'll count off 50 real quick. Larry, 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 Larry. I think that's 50. You're welcome. And now on with the tools. I'm going to show you some pictures first of some larger, heavier items that came in. There simply isn't room to show them on this video because I already put them on the truck. They're still in their shipping containers because I'm not going to take them out until after deliver them. So the first one is a floor jack from Ktool. This is their 3.33 or 3 1/3 ton capacity dual stage floor jack. Has two pistons, so it's a faster rise. I have sold lots of these in the past with very good results. I like them because the price is so good and the quality is top notch. I've never had a problem with these at all under warranty, and their price is way less than other comparable brands. We can get jacks from OTC, from Sunex, from American Forge and Foundry. All are excellent brands, but the pricing is rather high. And to keep the pricing reasonable, I get the ones from Ktool. If the quality was an issue, I wouldn't even touch these things, but I've sold lots of these over the years. I used to sell the Monster branded jacks that were made by a company called, I forget, some company made them for Monster. I do not know who manufactures these for Ktool, but these are a third-party brand or a private label product, like everything from Ktool is, because Ktool doesn't actually do any manufacturing themselves. Rather, they're like companies like Pneumatic, for example, who hire or contract with somebody to manufacture their goods for them, or they buy an off-the-shelf product and have it labeled for them. It's very common practice in any industry, and the tool industry is no exception. So I'm delivering this jack to a customer this week. Next, I have a Topside creeper from Traxion. We had a conversation with a customer who saw these in my flyer, and we went back and forth on which model he wanted, depending on what some feature differences were. He said, I'll check it out and let you know what I think. I said, okay. So later on that day, he texted me and told me to get him this model here. These are terrific when you have to get up into the hood of a vehicle like a pickup truck or something that has some height to it. They're also good if you have to get over the roof of a shorter car. Maybe you're a body man and you have to spend a lot of time sanding, or if you're a mechanic and you just have to lean into the hood. I've seen guys just killing their knees and like kneeling on the radiator or leaning on it, and you got the hood release there and it's right in your guts, and I've seen all kinds of interesting things that people use for padding. I've seen old sofa cushions. I've seen an old giant stuffed teddy bear. Whatever you've got that you can make work for yourself, use it. But if you want to up the game a little bit and refine your approach, a Topside creeper is the way to go. These things are solid and sturdy. The only thing to be aware of is over time, that pad that you lay on is going to crack and break, and you might have to get it recovered. They're not difficult to do yourself if you wanted to, but just a piece of foam and some fabric is all you'd really need to put some new life in it. The mechanism and the structure itself are very solid on these, so I've never seen a structural issue with these at all. And I've sold a bunch of these, and I know even more guys that own them. So If you need that extra degree of comfort for prolonged work in an engine or over a roof on a shorter car, these extend up to, I think, 64 inches, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong about that. 58 maybe? I don't know. They're about 5 or 6 feet in height that you get with them, and they're absolutely the best tool for that kind of work. Next, I have a pry bar from Mayhew. This is their Dominator. Look how long this thing is. This guy is 54 inches long. Curved tip. They have one that's 58 inches long. My customer who's getting this works on trash trucks. And when I went in the shop last week, he said, I need a really big pry bar. I said, you have 2 choices depending on the size of the shaft that you want. I said, you get a 58 inch that has a 3/4 thick shaft, or you can get a 54 inch that has a 7/8 inch thick shaft, and 7/8 is thicker, so you get a little less flex in the pry bar when you use it, although you don't get the length. So this one here is the 7/8 thick shank, because he talked about it with some of his coworkers, and they said, yeah, if we had to choose, get this one, because the 4 inches of difference aren't going to matter that much to his applications, but he didn't want to lose energy at the work end by giving it up to flexing the shaft. So there's the physics for you there, and he opted for the more rigid, thicker one. The Mayhew pry bars are outstanding quality, and they're all made in the USA, even the handles, because Mayhew bought a plastics company years ago. So not only do they manufacture the shafts themselves, but they also manufacture the plastic handles. They sell other things like picks that aren't made in the US. Those are made in Taiwan, but those are excellent quality. Their screwdrivers are fantastic. I'm a big fan of Mayhew's product line in general. Their punches and chisels are also outstanding. So when you need these hard steel tools like the ones I just mentioned, look to Mayhew as an option for you. All their stuff has lifetime warranties. Even their picks do. Just be warned that if you break a pick, they'll replace the entire set. They don't keep open stock, so they won't replace an individual one. So don't lose your picks. If you break one, they'll replace the entire set for you, and I will too, because that's simply the policy I have to abide by being a dealer for them. So save your picks. Don't lose them. If you break one, we can replace the entire set. We can't replace the individual, so try to keep that set intact. What's a tool tuck without snacks? We've been selling the Cars brand trail mix for many years. Excellent results. We sell a ton of trail mix and beef jerky. I got a case of beef jerky over there from Jack Links. So we've been getting the Car brand trail mix and the Jack Links beef jerky, keeping tummies full and happy since 2016. It's confession time. I do not know the difference between this 80-piece Torx and hex bit socket set from Gearwrench and their 84-piece set. I know what you're thinking. 4 pieces, I know. I just don't know which 4 pieces that is. This is an outstanding set that costs about $100 less. So let's look at this one. It has long hex and Allen bit sockets. It has standard lengths of standard and metric hex or Allen sockets. A great selection of Torx, long and short. And, see in the back there, a whole row of external Torx sockets. I couldn't tell you what the differences are because I've never seen a side-by-side listing of every item that's in this set and the 84-piece. So save you some money, get the 80-piece set, because honestly, you're not going to use every piece in this set. There's simply going to be certain fasteners you're never going to come up against. So save yourself the money. I think every piece in here has a lifetime warranty. Gearwrench makes fabulous quality hardline tools. I sell tons of their sockets, bit sockets, ratchets, wrenches, and they just came out with a line of diagnostic tools. So I've been starting to put their new multimeter on the truck. That's a true RMS multimeter rated for 1,000 volts for like 125 bucks on the truck. Compare that to Milwaukee's meters, which are fabulous, but they cost 3 times as much, or Fluke, which are the industry standard, but the prices are through the roof. And I don't really know what you're getting for your money when you put it in a Milwaukee or a Fluke meter. The Gearwrench ones seem great. I've sold a few of them already. I've been getting nothing but great feedback from them. So if there's an issue, I can't tell you what it is. All I know is that they've had really good pricing on this, and they came up with some diagnostic tools. So they have a new bi-directional scanner for under 1,000 bucks, and they have some Bluetooth VCIs too that you hook to an app on your smartphone. So more to come from those guys. Their scanners are so nicely priced. I think I'm going to be getting one just to put on the truck to keep as a demo, and when I do, I'll show it to you. I've got some 2-packs of 3 amp hour M12 batteries from Milwaukee. The reason I have these is not because I'm putting them on the shelf, but because I've been making my own tool bundles, and Mark DeSashin from Mid-Atlantic Tools, if you're watching this, if you haven't done this already, you may be very interested in doing something like this on your truck. There's lots of bare tools that people want to own, or they want tools with batteries, but the prices get pretty high. This is extremely competitively priced. I'm doing the 2-pack, and again, this is tool truck pricing now, so don't compare this to Home Depot and Amazon. On the tool truck, these 2 batteries cost 160 bucks. 80 bucks for a 3 amp hour 12 volt battery is rather good, even by Home Depot standards. So what I've been able to do is get people bare Milwaukee tools, bundle it with this 2-pack of batteries for less than what it would cost them to get an M12 kit that would come with, say, 1 5 amp hour battery and then like a 2 amp hour battery and a charger and a bag. Nobody wants the chargers and bags because they already own plenty of chargers, and no one wants the bags. They usually just throw them out. So why don't I get you 2 batteries that you can use and do want, forego getting you a charger and a bag that you don't want, and save you about $40. It's been a no-brainer combination for me, and guys have been jumping on the deals when I offer it up. So I got more of them coming in because these are going with their new stubby M12 Impact, the one that's rated for 550 foot-pounds. I don't have any here because they all sold out, but the last one I sold, I told the guy, I got some batteries coming in for him, so he's getting 2 of these, and then this other 2-pack is going to somebody else who's doing another tool bundle, and doing it like that has just been a fabulous way to do business and sell more of their M12 tools, which are very, very popular. Usually 5-year warranties on the tools. These batteries, because they're the extended capacity batteries, have 3-year warranties. Right? Yep, 3-year warranty. And with the longevity that they have, you can use them worry-free for 3 years. You know that you're covered. I can replace the batteries. Usually what happens with these is these retainer tabs here break. But actually, my friend Cass Nichols came up with a handy little workaround for that. He takes some pieces of like a closed cell foam, and he's cut them in little strips and then inserted them behind that tab. So it gives it some springiness to stay clipped in the tool. He says so far they haven't come out. So you might want to try that little workaround and use that as a pro tip. Cut a little sliver of foam, stuff it down behind that tab, not enough to flex it out, but enough to give it some extra springiness, and see if that helps. From Blundstone, these are the slip-on work boot that have long since replaced the ones we were getting from Redback. I don't know what happened to Redback. I can't get their products anymore. I don't know anyone who does. Maybe there are some companies that have access to them. I do not. But Blundstone has been an excellent substitute for them. I kind of like the construction on these a little bit better. I think that the way they weld the upper to the sole is a little bit better. Same great non-slip oil-resistant sole. The same style of elastic panel on the side and the dual pull tabs there to pull this on. These are steel-toed because they're going to a customer whose workplace requires him to have steel-toed boots, and they're going to him next week. I don't repair air hammers myself. You see me do plenty of repairs on impacts, but air hammers I don't do because they're deceptively complicated. There's only a couple of pieces in here, and I'm darned if I can't troubleshoot them, so I just send these off to our repair facility called Power Tool Repair. They're in Ohio. If you need tools repaired, I'm happy to take a look at it for you. Well, you can also send it to them if you want, but they're the ones I use. They also have a really good parts inventory, so if you're looking to do parts to facilitate repairs on your own, look to Power Tool Repair. Go to powertoolrepair.com, and they have diagrams of all their tools and the parts inventory for them. Call them if you don't see what you want, because oftentimes they can substitute parts from identical tools under different brands for others. I think when I sent them this, they looked to say, well, we don't have the Mako branded parts, but this air hammer is not made by Mako. They know who makes it, so they're going to get the parts from the manufacturer, and they fix this right up. Their pricing is very, very reasonable. I've always had nothing but great results with them. I order my parts from them and get them to do third-party repairs like this one. And they're fast at turning stuff around. They take about a week or so to get me a write-up as to what it needs. Send me an email, and I'll reply with yes or no or whatever I want them to do. And then by that time, this thing's already apart. It's on a technician's bench. They know what it needs. And then when I say go ahead, like within a couple of days, this thing's coming back to me. So thank you, Power Tool Repair. I appreciate all the work that you do for us and continue to do. And I appreciate the fast turnaround on this guy. This is from Easy Red. These are the 3-piece collapsible magnetic bowl set. Oh, I got these for me. My name's on the tag. These guys are, because when I do work at home, I want a place to put little screws and parts and things. So these little collapsible bowls with a magnet base here, and it holds your stuff in there. It's not super strong, man. I mean, like, you won't shake things upside down, but they're great for taking with you if you do mobile work, or if you just want to keep stuff from rolling around while you got a car on the lift. 3 different colors: green, orange, red, green, red, orange. I can't tell in the viewfinder what color it was. And they're just a handy little set. This one's going on my workbench for me. It's cool when you see something coming for yourself. It feels like Christmas. Usually all my tools go to other people. This one, for this guy. I think you've seen these loads of times on my tool haul videos. These are a great adapter set from Pneumatic. Why are these so great? Because they have a design that is unbeatably good. It's not exclusive to Pneumatic. Sunex also sells these, and I know there's other brands too. But what's so great about these is they go from, say, a 1/2-inch tool to a 3/4 adapter, from a 3/8 tool to a 1/2 inch, and from a 1/4 inch tool to 3/8 inch. The anvil of the tool fits up inside of this adapter, so it eliminates the torsional forces where the square piece is machined from the base, meaning they don't break. How cool is that? I have never seen a broken one of these, and if they do break, they're covered by a lifetime warranty. They have magnets on the top side here to retain the socket, and on the underside so it sticks to the tool. I try to always keep these on the truck, but they're such good sellers, I'm usually lagging a few sets behind, so this is restocking ones that sold out last week. More from Gearwrench. This is a 13-piece metric mid-length or semi-deep socket set. 1/4-inch drive, if I didn't say that. And these are very popular. They're a great in-between a standard length and a deep. Sometimes these are all the sockets people go to most because they're such a great compromise. They'll get you that little bit extra reach, but they're not so deep that you're going to be confined from getting in spaces that you could only fit with a standard socket. So these become a lot of guys' go-to, and they use a deep or a standard for a specialty application. A lot of companies have semi-deep or mid-length sockets, but the pricing on the Gearwrench ones are so good that these are the ones that I stock. These are actually going to a customer. And, you know, $75 for a set of chrome sockets on a tool truck with a lifetime warranty that Gearwrench has, easy replacements. I love these guys. And their chrome tools are outstanding, so I always go to Gearwrench for this stuff. A customer walked on my truck a couple of weeks ago with a chain wrench, and usually when someone brings a tool onto a tool truck, something's broken. But not this time. He just was showing me what he wanted. So I'm getting him this OTC chain wrench with a 24-inch handle, a chain that's long enough to go around something with a 6.5-inch diameter. These guys are just solid units. They do say right on the handle, they emboss it in there. No hammering, no extensions. You're going to hammer it and you're going to put extension on who's getting who. But with 24 inches of length on this guy, that's a lot of leverage. I'd be surprised if you had an application that required you to use a longer handle than that. I'm guessing you could get off most everything. And if this doesn't do it, you probably need a different tool for the job. But the way OTC makes their hardline tools, I'm a big fan. I mentioned earlier they make jacks. I will admit to you that I'm not the biggest fan of their hydraulics. I have seen transmission jacks and floor jacks get leaky before very long, and I would rather see you in something like Sunex, American Forge and Foundry, or the Ktool jacks, or any of their hydraulics that I showed you. Their stuff seems to be superior to the OTC ones. But for the hardline tools, OTC is an excellent brand. They have fantastic ratcheting pinch-off pliers because they're the only ones that are made out of all metal, and they're really rugged, very solid. They're way better than those goofy plastic ones that nobody likes, or those ones with a friction catch that I can't stand either. So I don't even put the plastic ones or the friction ones on the truck. When I put pinch-off pliers on the truck, the ones from OTC go in my inventory. And although they don't put the chain wrenches in inventory because they don't have that big a call for them, they're pretty easy to get. These guys are always in stock, and I'm delivering this next week. Milwaukee has been through a few iterations of their M12 ratchets over the years. The current versions they have, I think, are their best, hands down, bar none, no question. Their original ones had that round black head on them, and they were good, but they weren't that strong, and they weren't very fast. So then they came out with one that was stronger, but it had this big, clunky, more square-cornered head on it. A lot of guys didn't like it. And they came out with an extended version that nobody liked. And they then came out with a high-speed version with a smaller head, and that one's been pretty popular, and that's what this guy is. This is the high-speed 3/8 drive ratchet kit. Takes the M12 batteries. It's quite a bit faster than the standard speed ratchets. Smaller head on them so they fit in tight spaces better. And then Milwaukee came out with their extended reach ratchet to kick the other one to the curb because the extended reach one with the big head on it was horrible. So they came up with a high speed, extended reach, smaller head ratchet, and that one has also been very popular, and for a good reason because they finally nailed the design. And you see me show you the insider ratchet now, which is fairly new for them. I think it's come out within the past year with pass-through sockets, and that's also very popular. There's a little bit of something in that kit for everybody, whether they're working on cars or diesels. There's certain features that people gravitate towards. Some guys like the pass-through design if they're running nuts down a long stud, like on radiator hoses. Radiator hose clamps on trucks and buses, or some guys like the fact that it's so low profile because they have pass-through sockets, they can get it in tight spaces. Other guys love the fact that one of the adapters is a hex bit driver, so you can put all your hex bits in there and drive screws or different kinds of nuts or different fastener styles with it. It's really strong too, 60 foot-pounds of torque. This guy here has, I think, 35 foot-pounds. You're going to give up speed. You're going to give up torque when you go for speed. It's just the way the physics work. So you can put a higher torque tool at lower speeds. This guy, though, because it's so fast, gives up some of the torque. But you save a lot of time running stuff on and off with it. You just wouldn't use it to break stuff loose by pulling the trigger. It's a ratchet, so you can use it manually. And I think a lot of people forget that. You don't have to pull the trigger on a cordless ratchet. You can still use it as a ratchet. It has an actual geared head with a pawl in it, just like every other ratchet, and you can, wrench stuff around manually with it, and then once it's loose, pull the trigger and run it off. Once you run it on, tighten it down by hand manually using the same tool. Just don't pull the trigger. So there is that option. Don't forget that you can do that with these ratchets. So Larry, here's where I mentioned Sammy. Sammy Salinas is a good friend and customer. I really appreciate your business, Sammy. And he came to me last week and asked me for a work light that he saw on the flyer. They weren't available at the time. So I was looking around for some alternatives, and I found a promotion that Milwaukee had, and they have a lot of dealer-only promotions where they send me information in an email that I can get through my distributors that aren't available to the public. They don't put them in flyers and stuff. So what I found was, if Sammy bought this 2-pack of 6 amp hour M18 batteries, he could get for free this work light. Check this thing out. It has 3 fold-out panels of LED lights. And you can position these any way you want. You can even make it a 360-degree light. Or if you need a lot of light facing one direction, this head swivels and pivots. Has a hook. It has magnets. Here's where your battery goes. This little guy has these cool handles on it. I mean, there's a ton of different applications for this. Put it on the floor, hang it, stick it to a metal surface. There's loads of ways you can put this to work for yourself. If you work in a shop, if you're in the automotive industry, put it on the floor under a lift. If you're an electrician or a plumber and you're working in a larger open area, you know, hang this somewhere or stick it to an electrical box. There's lots of reasons you can use this guy. It's got a cool carry handle in the back and these 2 handles on the side. And I don't know, it's just this really cool, versatile, all-around light. I'm glad that Sammy said yes to it because it gives me a chance to show you. And it folds up very easily, fairly compact. Like most of Milwaukee's tools, this has a 5-year warranty. And he's getting these extended capacity batteries that each have 3-year warranties. So Sammy, you're gonna get a lot of use out of this and a lot of longevity. You know, true to Milwaukee, they cover all their stuff without question on warranties. They've only kicked back a couple of warranties for me once stuff has either been dropped in fluid or if they found debris inside of a tool from some external source. They're not going to cover that. But other than that, you know, they cover stuff, no question, and they're very easy to work with. You can set up warranty returns yourself if you want to. Just go online on their portal, and once you log in, you can start a return for your broken tools, and it just steps you right through it, step by step. If you have a receipt, if you don't have a receipt, if you have the serial number or not, there's options for each. Just input all the information. They send you a shipping label. You slap it on a box and send them the tool. If there's a cost to it, they'll let you know before they do anything. If not, they just take care of it under warranty and send them back when they're done. Couldn't be easier. I love working with Milwaukee for a lot of reasons. That's chief among them. Hi to the kids. I'm going to show you something sexy. Look at these guys. These are micro round files from IPA. It's kind of hard to see in the packaging because there's a lot of glare. This is a sealed package. I can't show you because I got to deliver these to somebody, but these are used for cleaning any small groove or a barrel-shaped terminal, for example, electrical terminals, grooves in things that get gunked up and have to be cleaned out. Come in a little carrying case. These little guys are pretty sweet. I don't sell a ton of them. They're not the cheapest things in the world. But when you need them, in fact, they put a picture on the back of the box to show you cleaning terminal tools, threads even. Great for some specialty applications where nothing else will work quite right. Love these things. And they sell some flat tweezer style cleaners as well that you can use for flat terminals or slots and things. And very, very innovative. I really like the design of these. They're a little pricey. I think they're $70 or something like that on the truck. But they're just a thing. And I don't know what else you would use if you didn't have these, because they are the most abrasive things of their kind since they're coated with diamonds. And try not to lose them. But they do have a nice carrying case in there where they all set in beautifully, and you can see the picture on the back of the box. They show it to you in the case. So they're easy to keep track of. Just be careful if you lend them out. Make sure you get them back in a timely manner. I do hope you've enjoyed this tool haul. I've got a lot of things coming down the line. I still have to do a flyer drop video. I honestly forgot about it. So I got to get you a flyer drop video, and I'll be showing you some air tool repairs. Of course, we're going to have more tools in the haul videos because that is the bread and butter of this channel. Larry, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and Sammy, thank you for your orders, and to all my customers, I really do appreciate your business. You're what makes me keep coming out on the road every week, and you're making it all happen, so I really do appreciate everything that my customers have done for me. Please keep watching the channel, see all the things that got coming down the line, and click down here now to subscribe so you don't miss any of it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, use a tool. Don't be one.